Hello, folks. Sorry about the interruption. My supper was ready, and I had to deal with that first. We were at this part, Witch of the Black Forest. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, select one monster with a defense points of 15,000 or less from your deck. Then show it to your opponent and add to your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Dark Braid, only used for defense because its attack points is good. Here's the Beastly Ritual Mirror Ritual. Going to be Ritual Summon only for the Fiend's Mirror. I showed you guys a couple of episodes ago. Giant Soldier Stone, only good for defense because defense points is better. Wall of Illusion. The monster attacking this monster is returned to its owner's hand. The damage calculation is applied normally. So basically, the opponent attacks this monster, that monster is basically going to. I've already showed you this card's effect can do. Equip Magic card, Sword of the Soul Eater. You can only equip this card to a level 3 or lower monster on your side of the field. You can activate this card for all the normal monsters except tokens on your side of the field, except the equipped monster as tributes, increasing the attack points of the equipped monster by 1,000 points for each normal monster that you offered as tributes. Basically, it's an opposite of Soul. It's basically an exact thing of Soul Edge. Alright, and Sack Bug. If this card is flip face up, destroys one monster on the field. If it flip face up, Man-Eater Bug. Neo the Magic Swordsman, only good for offensive. His 10 points is best. Alright, Monster Reborn. Revive either player's graveyard of monsters. Only one monster. Card Destruction. Both players discard their hand and draw the number of cards that players discarded. Psychic Sword. Equip Magic card. Equip only to a Psychic type monster. While your life points is lower than your opponent, the equipped monster gains attack points equal to the differences, max 2,000. Alright, Chaos Necromancer. Now this card can increase its attack points by a number of monsters you got in your graveyard times 300. It can be a good card, it depends on how many monsters you got in your graveyard. Okay, Reckless Greed. Now this is only going to be the last resort card. Draw 2 cards, then skip your draw phase until 2 turns. Soul Demolition Continuous Trap. You can only activate this card's effect only when you have a Fiend type monster on your side of the field. You must pay 500 life points to use this effect. Both players select one monster card from their opponent's graveyards and remove them from the play. So basically, where was I? Oh yes, I was right over here. Nudorium. When this monster is destroyed by battle, is sent to the graveyard, target one monster on the field and destroys it. Kind of like the Man-Eater Bug. Nightmare Steel Cage. This card is a good card. This card remains face up on the side of the field for 2 of your opponent's turns. No monsters can attack. Destroy this card on your opponent's second end phase after this card was activated. Alright, now finally we're moving up to the extra deck. Like I said, it's not that much of a big deal. so bear with me on this one. Number 104, Masquerade. Can only use 3 level 4 monsters for the Xyz summon. During either player's battle phase, when an opponent's monster effect is activated, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to negate the activation, and if you do, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent. Once per turn, you can send the top card of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Pretty cool. And now the next Xyz monster, number 30, Acid Golem of Destruction. Can only use 2 level 3 monsters for the Xyz summon. During your standby phase, detach 1 Xyz material from this card or take 2,000 points of damage. You cannot special summon any monsters. While this card has no Xyz materials, it cannot attack. So you gotta make sure that you don't waste the opportunities the Acid Golem has, and you also need to make sure that it doesn't that it has Xyz materials, otherwise you'll be facing his curse. Next Xyz monster, number 66, Master Key Beetle. Can only use 2 level 4 dark monsters for the Xyz summon. Once per turn, you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, then target 1 card your opponent target 1 card you controlled, except this card. While this card is face up on the side of the field, that card cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this face up card on the field will be destroyed, you can send the one that's targeted to the graveyard instead. That's a pretty cool effect. Alright, this one is an Xyz number, but that isn't a number card. You can only use 2 level 3 monsters for an Xyz summon. With this card, it destroys a monster by battle or send it to the graveyard. You get attached to 1 Xyz material from this card. Inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent. If it can restore that monster. And now, last but not least, Beyond Illusion Magician. You can only use 2 level 7 monsters for an Xyz summon. You can also Xyz summon this card by using a rank 6 the spellcaster type monster you control as a Xyz material. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to special summon 1 spellcaster type normal monster from your hand or deck. When a spellcaster type normal monster clears the end attack, you can target 1 card on your opponent's control and banish it. You can use the effect of this card once per turn. And that's pretty much right there, folks. I know that this Halloween deck I put together is nothing special, but I hope that you guys enjoy this little show of this review of the Halloween deck. And I'll be making my announcement about what I'm going to be doing in my spare time now that the Ultimate Alliance Act 3 has come to an end. So this HexagonalSpy, the Spy, sign off until tonight on my announcement.